Welcome everyone to the 2023-2024 season of the Bowling Promotion Tour QubicaAMF Masters Series. This is our 8th of 15 matches we'll be bringing you as part of this stepladder. And let's have a look at the rest of the stepladder coming up. Today, of course, it will be Jack Blyth against Anthony Trigodet, with the winner facing Heloise Cortin. Winner of that match facing Louis Bonnet. Then it's Halvar Hagen Nielsen, Kenny B.O., Gregory Rius, last year's champion Jaime Gonzalez of Colombia, with the winner of that match facing the number 1 seed Martin Larsson from Sweden. So we have some exciting names coming up in this stepladder. Of course, Anthony Trigodet coming off a win against Sophie Kiergaard Nielsen, and he threw the back 6 to win that match. Here is Marc, Chavet, and Bruno Bidone. They're your French commentators for these matches. My name is Bruce Hall. I'm your international commentator. And again, we mentioned Trigodet, the 36-year-old French lefty and number 9 qualifier, denied Sophie Kiergaard Nielsen her 3rd consecutive victory in our last match, and now he faces number 8 seed Jack Blyth. Jack is from England. He's a member of Team Worlds, who were in the final against Team Sirius in our team competition of this bowling promotion tour. We'll be bringing you that championship match on this same YouTube channel. Jack is 19 years old. He is a 4-time English champion. He has 5 medals in European Youth Championships, and he's the Yorkshire champion of 2016. If we look at some of our previous matches, we started off with Monica Schack-Nielsen winning 3 consecutive games against French players Gérald Dancine, Stanislav Naudin, and Gwenda Joliffe before falling to Gaëtan Carew. And then Sophie Kiergaard Nielsen of Denmark defeated Carew and her twin sister Karen before falling to Trigodet of France. So that brings you up to date on the previous matches. We are at Bowling La Sphere in Fontaine, Comte, a pretty town about 200 miles southwest of Paris. And we've been bowling on these lanes 5 and 6. Lane 6 has been a little bit drier, lane 5 a little tighter for the right-handers, and the opposite for the left-handers. We are on the Gateway Arch oil pattern, which is a 42-foot 9.3 to 1 ratio pattern, 26 mils, and we are seeing some transition on this pattern as we move through the various matches of the stepladder. And now it will be Jack Blyth kicking us off on this left lane. Now that is an exotic gem in Jack's hands, and that is a fairly aggressive skid flippy ball. This ball will react when it sees friction, and it will also skid when it sees oil, so he should throw some impressive strikes with this ball if he can get it to the pocket. But he starts off and goes down the oil line, does not make the corner. Might have been a little fast with that shot, maybe some first shot jitters coming here. Beautiful stroke, gets through it nicely. Unfortunately, it does not slow down to make the corner, and leaves the 2-8-10 split to kick things off for Jack Blyth. Not what he was looking for. And he switches over to a more conservative ball, goes straight at the 2-8. We've seen people of late go back up against that spare, trying to bounce the 2 off the sidewall and back to the 8-10, but the fact is it's very, very rarely made, this 2-8-10, and Jack will settle for just the 2 pins. And there we go. So now we'll have our first look at Anthony Trigodet. Now Trigodet coming off the back 6 in his last match. So if he were to throw the first 6, it would be called the Andy Vera Papa 300. That's 12 strikes across 2 different games. And let's see if he can do that. And he starts off right where he left off and strikes. Beautiful shot there by Trigodet. And you can see his line is very straightforward. Very few moving parts in this swing. Watch this straight up the lane. You see those light boards the ball is? That's about the 8th and 9th board. And just rides it right up to the break point, turns into the pocket, and a perfect pocket strike to kick things off for Trigodet. I'm going to give a shout out to QubicaAMF. They have signed on for a 3-year commitment to sponsor this Masters Series, and all these players, of course, have bowled an 18-game qualifier across various locations in France to make it to this stepladder. And now Trigodet, can he keep it going here? And right up the lane. Oh, he gets it a little bit high in the pocket. And looks like it might have held for him. Might have been a board right of target. Certainly not an errant shot by any means. Watch this straight up the lane. And he gets, you can see again, look at the light boards. He's just to the right of those light boards, turns a little early, but it hangs on and takes out the 610 for the double. And that's going to be the early 21 pin lead already for Trigodet by virtue of Trigodet's double and Jack's open. So let's see how Jack recovers here in the second frame. And this is supposed to be the tighter lane, but no, it picks up in the mid lane and turns through the beak. And that is a bad sign for Jack's alignment here and his matching up with his equipment. If we watch this ball, and he looks like it put a good stroke on it, and it goes down the lane, but it picks up right in the mid lane and turns left right through the beak. Fortunate to leave just the 3-pin. And time to make some moves here. And unfortunately, he goes high. He goes light on the drier lane. He goes high on the tighter lane. Just the opposite of what you'd expect. So even worse for Jack's trying to get himself lined up here. No problem on the 3-pin, but let's see what moves he makes here in his third frame over on the left lane. Again, shout out to our friend Bruno Bidone. He's the promoter and organizer of these matches. And if you wanted to participate in this tour, you could just go to the Bowling Promotion website. They usually film the matches late September, early October. And that will happen in 2024 as well. So you could be part of this exciting tour, the Bowling Promotion Tour, by checking out that website. And now, oh boy, that was just left right off his hand. And I think now what's happening to Jack is you get yourself to where you're not lined up, you're not matched up, and then it gets more difficult to get the ball to the spot. So you start to get a little squeezing, you get a little you're insecure of the shot, you're not sure. It's funny how you make better shots when you're lined up and you don't make your best shots when you're not lined up. It's really funny how those two go hand in hand. Now he goes after the 310 baby split, cannot convert, and so that's going to put Jack in a further hole here, giving him only 36 in the third. And Trigodet now can expand his lead. He can actually be up by, if he can double here, he would be up by some 54 pins already just in the fourth frame. And let's see how he does here. Again, Trigodet had the back 6 last match. He's got the front 2 here. That's 8. Let's see what he can do. A little bit high on the right lane, leaves the 6-pin. That will break up his string, but no worries. All he has to do at this point with Jack not lined up to the pocket, all he has to do is stay clean, and no problem leaving a 6-pin there. So that will be a 33-pin lead for Trigodet, assuming he converts this 6-pin. I fully expect Jack to get lined up later in this match, so Trigodet should get all he can now to make sure that he can hang on to this lead. And Marc Chavet is the voice of the Tour de France back there, and he will be interviewing the loser of this match at the end of the match, so stick around for that interview, if you would. And of course, we will be coming back to bring you the mixed doubles finals as well as the team finals, which Jack is part of. And you can look for that on the same YouTube channel. Over 30,000 subscribers now to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to the channel. And that is just a dead pull by Trigodet. That is cross lane, crossing over to the Brooklyn side. Doesn't quite get the carry, but he gave that one a pretty good yank, and it went cross lane. But again, a fairly straightforward spare. With the lead that he has, he just has to stay out of trouble and not give any of those pins back to Jack Blyth. And no trouble on the 4-pin cover there we've seen Jack and Hagar Helvin Nielsen and a few other folks over in the U.S. competing in some of our tournaments here, and very exciting for us to see these great talented international players. They often will come over as the guest of Christopher and Amy Bialy, and really exciting to see those folks part of our competitions over here, particularly in the northeast of the U.S. And now Jack, that's a ball change. I think that's a very wise move there by Jack, and that is going to be, I believe, an IQ Tour, same as Trigodet, and this will be a much more muted reaction. And let's see if it helps him out. But that too goes on the beak. Boy, I don't think he expected that. He says, that's a weaker ball. How come that's going to turn up and go on the beak for me? So, boy, he's just having all kinds of trouble now. But I do think this is the right move on the ball. It's a good stroke. It's a nice high backswing right over the 12 board. But look at it pick up right there, right in that mid lane. And that's a result of the matches that have happened earlier. I think if this was fresh oil, that ball would have hit the pocket. Again, in a one-game match, you don't have a lot of time to get yourself oriented there. You have to make your moves quickly, and I applaud Jack for making this ball change. I think that exotic gem was just going to be way too much reaction for him. So 4 shots, and Jack has not threatened the pocket yet. And let's see if he can get himself lined up here. He's gone high both times on the right lane. He's gone high and light on the left lane. But the high shot on the left lane was a pull. So let's see if he can put a good stroke on this one and find the pocket here. And hang on, hang on. There it is. Yes, there's the start. And it gets it to go down the oil line, and it does catch the mixer, taking out the 7-pin late. So there's a ray of hope there for Jack Blyth. And again, he's in. He gets it down the oil. That must have crossed about the 14th or 15th board, right around third arrow. Stays right around the pocket, gets the friendly mixer, and gets the tap on the 7 to get his first strike of the match. Now, Trigodet has only struck twice, so he's not running away with this completely, but he does have a commanding lead at this point. Let's see what happens here. And that looks like a good shot. Oh, wow. He threw that one very well at the pocket. Comes up for the ring 7. And let's see where this goes. Again, right up those light boards. You can see him there. He come up a little bit late to the pocket. See the ball deflect to the left 4 around the 7 and leaves the ring 7. That will give him the 31-pin lead right now. And we'll go across lane with the white plastic ball. Good cover there. Lefties and 7-pins have a very precarious relationship, as we know. But Trigodet making it look easy there. So let's see. Trigodet can keep it going. He's 4 out of 5 balls in the pocket. Only 2 out of 4 strikes. And let's see what he can do here. This oil pattern fairly famous for not yielding long strings, even though Trigodet did throw 8 in a row across his last 2 games. Come up, perfect strike there. There you go. And again, Trigodet just keeping around the pocket. Just keep doing what you're doing and wait for Jack to get lined up and see if he can put any pressure on you. And that is a picture perfect shot straight up the lane and right on those light boards. You see those light boards, and it turns up late into the pocket, and a perfect strike there for Trigodet. Now Jack Blyth almost in a must-strike situation. He's down by 31 pins. And he gets it out. This is the lane that's been hooking. And of course he moves in. He made the move. And he throws it to the break point, and it goes forward. This is terribly confusing and very frustrating to a bowler. I mean, Jack is making fine shots. Let's watch the shot that he makes here. Gets through it well, nice and firm. gets it in, goes through the break point, doesn't make the turn. He was looking for that ball to slow down and turn into the pocket. The last two on that lane slowed down dramatically and turned into the pocket. He moves one board or two boards left, and it goes through the break point and leaves him a 2-pin. Boy, that's frustrating. And Jack, you can see him just making the moves you have to make, and unfortunately, everything we try as we move around looking for where the shot is an experiment in this game. There are no guarantees. So now he says, well, I got my one strike out of that ball. Let's go back to the exotic gem and see if we can make this work. He needs to put a string together here to make up for his opens and compensate for Trigodet's double at the beginning of the game. So he goes back now, looking for that to hang on, and good shot there. I think he's beginning to get a feel for the pair and throws the beautiful pocket strike there. You know, you got to believe he's left with this exotic gem than he was with the IQ. And a good shot there, right over third arrow. That's riding it, hang on, a little bit high in the pocket, but a beautiful pocket strike there by Blyth. Now Blyth can go out for 216, and right now Trigodet pacing to 207, so this match by no means over. And Trigodet right up the lane, hang on. Oh wow, smashing strike there by Trigodet, and now Trigodet pacing in the 2 teens has just really helped his cause with that double. And he just kind of strokes it up the lane, right up those light boards, right into the pocket, and smash-o-rama. Great shot. Gives him the double. And now has extended his lead. 41 pin lead now for Trigodet. And really in the driver's seat. And will it hang on? Will it hang on? Another smashing strike by Trigodet. Now in the 220s, and just needs 2 marks no matter what Blyth does. And Trigodet with a very, very nice look on this pair. He figured out how to strike now in the second half of the game. And now Blyth will need all his strikes, and he'll need Trigodet to open to have any hope in this match. He must strike here. And now he goes way out to the dry, looking for it to come up, and a ring 10. Oh, a heartbreaker. I'll tell you, I feel for Jack. He has done all the things he's needed to do to try to find his way to the pocket here and try to get himself back in this match, including this shot. This is a good shot. He gets it out to the dry. It turns up a little bit late, 6 around the 10, the ringing 10, and now Jack maximum 196, and Trigodet will be there in the 8th frame, and unfortunately that's going to pretty much do it for the match. And I think Jack knew it, and a bold effort. I'll tell you, Jack's score will not reflect the type of shots he's made in this match. He just could not match up to the breakdown of this pattern. Again, Gateway Arch, 42-foot pattern, 9.3 to 1. So a fair bit of ratio in the middle, but it has been tracked up by earlier matches, and Jack very much the victim of that. And that one goes right through the break point and comes up for the 2-pin leave. And again, we'll have the interview between Jack and Marc Chavet at the end of this video, so please stick around for that and come back for our next match, where it will be Trigodet against Heloise Courtin of France, the number 7 qualifier. And Jack, no trouble on the 2-pin there. And as said, we'll be bringing you mixed doubles competition as well as the completion of the team Baker competition coming up. A lot of exciting matches here as part of this bowling promotion tour. Special event organized by Bowling Promotion, for the French Federation and the French Olympic Sport Channel for the promotion of bowling in general and the French team specifically. And again, our thanks to QubicaAMF for the 3-year sponsorship of this Masters Series. And now Trigodet, victory lap. Straight up the lane, a little bit left, and kicks out the 7-pin. That would be 4 in a row. Is he going to go back 7 here? And let's see how he ends up. Now he's pacing in the 230s. Is Trigodet. With a possible 257 for Trigodet. That's a bona fide big game. And playing the pattern perfectly. And again, straight up the lane. Right outside, comes up, and another one. Look at Trigodet. That's the back 5 right there, kids. Great shot there. Boy, this guy's going to be tough to beat. And I don't see his shot changing very much. And again, look at this. Right in that exact same zone. Maybe a board left, maybe. On the little bit tighter lane, but it turns up beautifully. Perfect pocket strike. And if I'm Heloise Cortin, I'm watching this and I'm saying, boy, better throw some strikes to beat this guy. And right up and at him again, and another smashing shot. That's going to put Trigodet in the 250s. Wow. And turn it up. He likes that one too. Again, we talked about how relaxed that arm swing gets once you know you're lined up. It's kind of the opposite of what happened to Jack. And Trigodet here just on cruise control. Now that would be the back 6. Can he make it the back 7? And the crowd behind him here. And right up the lane. Oops, that's a pull. Oops. A little bit right of target. That goes across, but that's okay. A beautiful game by Anthony Trigodet. And the Frenchman will be moving on to face Heloise Cortin, 254. And Jack can only muster 170 here with a double. And a very lopsided victory by Trigodet, and unfortunately Jack just could not get himself lined up. And even while Trigodet was waiting for him and Jack was fishing around to try to find the pocket. Now this is the lane that's been hooking hard in the mid lane, and that one goes through the mid lane. I think he moved left a little bit, and he catches the hold on the mid lane and goes dead flush, of course. And we'll be looking for these last couple of shots out of Jack. We'll definitely see this young man again, and of course in the finals as part of Team Worlds. He'll be back on TV again. It'll be very interesting to see how he plays the lanes at that point. And very nice stroke there through the lane, and kind of a weak 10 there, but not a bad shot. And now, of course, he's in the pocket, but he can't figure out a way to catch up in this match, of course. He's going to be in the 160s. And just waste no time going after the 10 pin, and there you go. Flags it, no worries. Makes no difference. 163 for Jack Blyth. A very tough game from a very good bowler. We will see Jack again, as we said, in the team competition. And again, let's look forward to the interview between Jack and Marc Chavet. Once again, I'm Bruce Hall, your international commentator for these matches. Look at this. 8 strikes for Trigodet, 3 for Blyth, 3 spares for Trigodet, and 4 for Blyth. Trigodet clean, and 4 opens for Jack Blyth, unfortunately, with those baby splits and 2 8-10s and such. So Blyth only managing 163 to 254 for Trigodet. Take care, everyone. We'll see you in our next match.
Alongside Jack Blyth, Jack, it was a tough match out there. The mental game very difficult, and it did take you 5 frames to get that opening strike.
Yeah, for me, my ball reaction in practice was actually really, really good. So I was looking forward to the match and going in quite positive. But when I had like the first couple of frames, it took me a bit of time because the lanes had transitioned whilst I was waiting to start bowling. So now, for me, going home, I can practice on those things and try and create tighter angles and play the lanes a bit differently. But overall, this week's been incredible again. And next year, hopefully, I can come back and finally get a victory. But for me, the battle's not over, and I will be here in 2024.
Jack Blyth, thank you very much. Jack, we'll be back.